shadow on the road. It was cold, very cold, so cold that my ears felt numb from the frost, and a thin layer of ice was starting to form on the windshield. I was driving from one city to another, trying to pass the winter silence of this empty, desolate road. Around me, there was nothing but endless forest, thick and dark, encircling the highway like an old, deep sea that wanted to swallow everything in its depths. The Audi's tires hummed against the asphalt, which was so smooth that I couldn't see any signs of life. No tire tracks, no evidence that anyone had passed this way. The feeling of being utterly alone in the world made everything seem threatening and alien. The snow wasn't falling, but the sky was low and heavy, its dark, smoky clouds pressing down on me. I turned off the radio and just listened to the engine's soft hum. It was strange how much louder silence seemed on roads like this. I'd heard strange stories about this stretch of road before, but I always figured they were just old folk tales or the exaggerated memories of lonely souls. Maybe they've just got schizophrenia? I used to laugh, dismissing the idea, but now, as I drove alone through this desolation, it didn't feel like just stories. Suddenly, I saw a light. At first, I thought it might be another car, but I quickly realized there were no other cars on the road. The light was too bright, too greenish to be from ordinary headlights. It flickered, coming and going, like someone was tapping on my window from far away. I slowed down, scanning the sides of the road, but there was nothing. Just trees, the empty highway, and the dark expanse of night. And then I felt it. A strange, creeping sensation on my skin, like an itch that couldn't be scratched. My heart beat faster, and I felt a prickling sense of unease, as if I had stepped into some territory I wasn't supposed to be in. The air seemed to press in around me. Something shifted in the forest. At first it was just a shadow, but then it became a massive shape, two bright eyes gleaming from the trees. I tried to speed up, but the car hesitated, as though something was preventing it from moving forward. I turned the wheel sharply, and in that instant, the thing emerged onto the road. It was huge, covered in thick, matted hair, with a massive mouth that seemed to want to scream, to tear through the air. But it wasn't its size that terrified me. No, it was its eyes. I'll never forget those eyes. They didn't just glow, they burned. Golden flames flickered within them, as if they were meant to consume everything in their path, to set fire to my soul. I hit the gas, trying to accelerate, but the car refused to cooperate. The wheels spun helplessly on the icy road, and the creature was closing in fast. It wasn't just an animal. It couldn't have been. It was something else, something older, something not quite human anymore. I heard its footsteps before I saw it, thudding, deep and resonating, like it was walking on air rather than on earth. A suffocating, unbearable weight pressed down on me as its presence loomed closer. My body was frozen with fear. What could I do? Try to outrun it? Fight it off? I had no idea if any of that would even work. The thing was almost upon me. Its enormous fur-covered limbs rose into the air as it stalked toward me. I felt its breath, hot and heavy, like the stink of rot and decay. I realized in that moment I wouldn't make it if I stayed on this path. If it caught up to me, there'd be no escaping. The road curved upward, and at last my car began to obey. My foot slammed the accelerator, and I felt the tires grip the icy road. I could hear the engine roaring beneath me, and for a brief moment, I thought I might actually escape. The creature seemed to slow, falling behind. But it wasn't over. I glanced back, and in the rearview mirror I saw it. its eyes gleaming like twin burning orbs in the darkness. Then I heard something strange, a sound, a sort of whistling, keening cry. It wasn't a howl of rage. It was more like fatigue, like the thing itself didn't fully understand what it was anymore or why it was chasing me. I pressed harder on the gas. The tires slipped on the ice as the car picked up speed. But now, something else appeared on the horizon. I could see them, more of them. Dozens of them emerging from the forest, their glowing eyes like lanterns in the dark. They weren't just following me. They were drawn to me. A pack, perhaps, but not of animals. Not any longer. No, these were something worse. They were shadows, beings without shape, without mercy. For a moment, I felt something shift inside me. This wasn't just a chase, it was something more. The creatures weren't hunting me like prey. They were hunting me like I was something they had lost long ago, something they needed to reclaim. The road ahead was empty, but I knew I couldn't slow down. If I did, they'd catch me. I couldn't outrun them forever. I didn't know where this road led, but I had to keep going. I had to. I didn't want to die here, not like this, not in the dark, on a road where no one would ever find me, where no one would ever know what happened. But I knew the truth now. These creatures weren't just in the forest. They were part of the road, part of the land itself. And they were always watching, waiting. I stepped on the gas harder, and the lights behind me grew brighter.